All right, here is a sine function, and we're going to identify the amplitude first. So here's our a value. We're going to take the absolute value of that a, and we get 2. So that means we have a vertical stretch by 2. That a value is negative, so you are going to have a horizontal reflection. So normally your sine function would start up and then go down. Ours is going to horizontally reflect, so it's going to go down and then back up. So we're not going to have this situation. We will have a graph that looks like that. Then we identify the b. So to find the period, 2 pi over b, so 2 pi over 2 is pi. So the length of one revolution is pi. There is not a d value, so we will not have a vertical shift. So the graph will be right about y equals 0. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and look at that parentheses. This tells me I have a phase shift because there is a plus pi over 2 in that parentheses. So we're going to take that 2x plus pi over 2 and set it equal to 0. Then for the right endpoint, we'll take 2x plus pi over 2 and set it equal to 2 pi. Solve both of those equations for x. So we'll subtract pi over 2 from both sides, and then divide both sides by 2 or multiply both sides by 1/2, which is the reciprocal of 2. Now we multiply that fraction across, giving you negative pi over 2 over 4. So we will start our first point at negative pi over 4. And we'll do the same thing with the right endpoint. We're going to subtract pi over 2 from both sides. We do need to simplify this right side, so we have to change that 2 pi so it has a denominator of 2 in the bottom. So I'm going to have to change that 2 pi to 4 pi over 2. 4 pi divided by 2 is 2 pi. Subtract, and you get 3 pi over 2. Now we need to do the same thing. We need to undo that 2. So we're going to either divide both sides by 2 or multiply by the reciprocal, which is 1/2. So our right endpoint will be at 3 pi over 4. Now we're ready to start graphing it. So we're going to have that y equals 0 be our horizontal axes that it's going to reflect about. The amplitude was 2, so we're going to stretch it vertically by 2. So I'm going to say that's 1, and then 2. Down 1, down 2. Then, remember, we do have a horizontal reflection, so it's going to go down first instead of up. Our length between the two endpoints is a period of pi. So I'm going to say this is negative pi over 4, increment, increment, increment. This will be 3 pi over 4. And then you want to find the halfway points. Oops. Need one more there. This will be 0, pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, or pi over 2. So each of those increments is pi over 4. How you find that is the period is pi, and then you need to have 4 increments, so you divide that by 4. All right, we're ready to graph it. So our sine function starts in the middle of that horizontal line, and now we're going to work our way down to the bottom of that amplitude, -2 on the first increment, because there's a reflection about that y equals 0, then to the center of y equals 0, then go to the top of that amplitude of 2, and then back to 0. So here is 1 revolution for our function. We could graph another revolution by extending those increments and then continuing that pattern.